Hello, and welcome to the Online Creators Association's Monday night stream, where we usually talk about TikTok news. The only really significant TikTok news that I could find this week was PC Magazine's article, TikTok Taxes, What Influencers Need to Know About Filing Online. So I'm going to read through that because I am the only one on the stream tonight, and I don't have any content ideas apart from that, and there's nobody to play games with. Uh, plus also I need to know how to do my taxes this year. I have no idea. So, yeah, this is hopefully going to be useful. Yeah, and I am going to jump right into it. By the way, for updates on like the stuff that's happened on TikTok lately, if you go to our YouTube channel, I think it's youtube.com/officialtoka. I don't know whether we actually got that, but it's official Toka on YouTube. You can find our past streams, and there is a stream where we go like point by point through the new community guidelines, and that's definitely like the most significant piece of like news that has happened on TikTok lately is the change to the community guidelines. But yeah, tonight we're talking about taxes. So here is the article. TikTok taxes, what influencers need to know about filing online. OnlyFans, YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, when your online hobby becomes a business, everything changes for your income taxes. Our guide can help make sense of it all. By the way, please engage in chat tonight. I will also be looking at the TikTok stream chat because I need things to respond to. Otherwise, it's just going to be me reading an article. The internet, and specifically social media, opened up a whole new world of money-making ventures, and millions of people have climbed on board. Starlight Falls, this sounds like a really useful article. Yeah, I thought so. It feels like simultaneously the most boring possible stream idea and also like one of the most useful things I could do for a stream for content creators. So yeah, I'm pushing ahead with it in spite of my anxiety. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated that movement. Whether by choice or necessity, millions more joined the ranks of individuals chasing income and sometimes fulfillment during their off hours. The entrepreneurs who have embraced these side hustles and sometimes parlayed them into full-time businesses are everywhere. Instead of simply translating an office job into a private gig, accountants working from home as tax preparers, for example, people are just as likely to have a full-time job in one field and take on side gigs doing something totally unrelated. A plumber might make YouTube videos, or a plumber might make YouTube videos of his stand-up comedy. A retail worker might want to model and so builds her reputation as a fashion influencer on Instagram. A school teacher could also be a workout enthusiast, building a base of OnlyFans subscribers. That's an interesting way to put that. These influencers all have three things in common. They have to pay income taxes on those on the side dollars. They need to know what a legitimate business expense is to offset that income, and a lot of them don't know how. Section 1, a new tax form. You probably didn't think about taxes when you took on your new venture. You just wanted to see if you could make a little money doing something you love and have a flexible schedule doing it. But now that tax prep time is rolling around, you have a list of income and expenses, a Schedule C, and a lot of questions. The tricky thing is you won't know whether the business expenses you claim are acceptable to the IRS unless you get audited and have to produce receipts. All the IRS wants on your 1040 and related forms are related forms and schedules are numeric totals. That's cool and good. Great that the government doesn't actually let you know in the paperwork whether you're committing crimes when you fill out the paperwork. Hang on to your expense documentation for 3 years after a filing date. Longer if there are any irregularities, such as understated income, overstated property values, or a bad debt deduction. Anomaly Bonezo, yeah, a workout enthusiast. That's totally what OnlyFans are known for. Yeah. Keep in mind, too, that any freebies you get from vendors like cosmetics and hair products for a brand influencer or power tools for a woodworking YouTuber are expected to show up on your tax return as income. I think that's the first important piece of information here is if you get free stuff as an influencer, that is income. Is it a business or a hobby? The IRS doesn't want a Schedule C from you unless you're actually operating a business, not indulging a hobby. A business operates to make a profit, says Barbara K. Blackledge, an enrolled agent who spent 16 years as a tax preparer for H&R Block. People engage in a hobby for sport or recreation, not to make a profit. The IRS also looks at your track record over time. If you realize a profit in 3 out of 5 consecutive years, the agency will presume that you've engaged in it for profit, and your returns shouldn't throw up any red flags, depending on the expenses you're claiming. If you think the lines are blurred after considering your tax status, you can consult the IRS's 9 questions to consider. It may give you a better idea of the agency's view of the difference between a business and a hobby. Let me know if anybody wants me to come back to that, but I am going to keep moving from here. What's the numeric amount of income for, like, Starlights Falls asks, what's the numeric amount of income for like a box that was only given as a free promo? How do you even write that? I have no idea. I'm honestly probably the worst mod to be the one doing this stream because I need all of the information. Like you know that like substitute teacher thing where it says you just need to be 1 page ahead of the students? Like I am not a page ahead on here. I am learning as I read. And honestly, I actually haven't made enough in the US to be obliged to pay taxes in the last 3 years because poverty is a blast. You can support the Online Creators Association at patreon.com/Toka. Next header, get expert advice online. Blackledge has been a tax expert for Just Answer for the last 10 years. Just Answer is a platform that connects people with doctors, tax accountants, lawyers, vets, mechanics, and other verified and vetted experts for real-time assistance 24/7. This reads like an ad. This makes me think that this was written by an ad company. In 2021, the site said, yeah, I'm not fucking reading this paragraph. You can go in and find the link to the specific site they're plugging in there if you want. What's a business expense? One that's ordinary and necessary. So how do you determine whether to claim an expense as a legitimate business decision or deduction, especially if you have expenses that don't fit neatly into Schedule C categories? The general rule is that any expense which is ordinary and necessary for the business is deductible, says Blackledge. An ordinary expense is one that is common and accepted in your industry. A necessary expense is one that's helpful and appropriate for your trade or business. If you have items that are used for both business and personal purposes, only that portion of the expense used for business is deductible. For example, if you use video equipment for your business and you use the same setup for personal pursuits, making family videos of family events such as birthdays and holidays, for example, only that portion of the expense attributable to business use is deductible. So what does that mean? Like it sounds like that means that you have to like determine what percentage of the time you're using the camera for like business recordings, I guess by adding up total recording time and only deduct like that percentage of the value of the object. As to clothing and makeup for video shoots, the basic rule is that if you can wear the clothing and makeup outside the video shoot, it's not deductible as a business expense. If you wear a swimsuit for a TikTok video, but also wear it to play beach volleyball during your off hours, you can't deduct it. Well, wild, the examples these people are choosing. On the other hand, a clown costume with theatrical face makeup would be deductible as a business expense, says Blackledge, if you make it at least part of your living as a clown. Everyone has questions about business expenses. For the 70 million freelancers in the US, the question of which business expenses will be accepted by the IRS is a severe pain point for the entire community, says Jadeep Singh, CEO of tax app provider Flyfin. The self-employed community, he says, is expected to grow 86.5 million in the next 5 years. By 2027, freelancing will comprise approximately 51% of the total U.S. workforce. Content creators, Uber drivers, they all keep Googling their questions and still aren't really sure, he says. AI, this is another ad. Gray areas. I'm skipping the parts that are just ads for specific products. Even if you're not making much money through your side hustle, it doesn't mean you won't ever get audited and have to haul out your expense documentation for an IRS auditor. Content creators, as well as other non-traditional self-employed workers, are often highly scrutinized, says Brett Johnson, CPA and vertical account manager at Xero. Johnson and his wife, Logan, who is a special education teacher, had developed social media following as they help people grow their passions into sustainable, thriving brands. No, this is just details about that dude's brand. Some entrepreneurs may be more comfortable thinking of their Instagram talk show or Facebook fashion tips as a side gig or hustle, but when it comes to taxes, not treating the work seriously puts them in danger of declaring losses for too many years in a row. It's key to treat these professions, despite how flexible or non-traditional they may be, like real businesses, says Johnson. Much of what gets reported on a Schedule C involves the same type of expenses, whether you're a high-priced attorney or a college student dancing on TikTok. Self-employed individuals may, for example, pay rent and utilities for the spaces where they work. They might have travel and meal expenses, advertising, and office supplies to claim. If someone is a lifestyle or travel blogger, you would be able to claim normal operating expenses, says Johnson. What becomes tricky is that depending on the type of video equipment you buy, the expense could be considered a business deduction or a fixed asset. A lot of Schedule C businesses have immense gray areas. Not surprisingly, Johnson thinks that self-employed people should consult an accounting professional. As soon as you start making money and filing a Schedule C, you should be working with a CPA, he says. Johnson believes that many self-employed individuals opt for DIY tax preparation software because it seems intuitive and basic on the surface. However, it's important to understand that intuitive and basic are not very good qualities when it comes to taxes. Just Answers Blackledge looks at it similarly. Having a tax professional is not required, she says, but unless the individual can take the time to research and implement tax rules when preparing their own return, it's always a wiser choice to use a tax professional. Don't sell yourself or your work short. Worried that the way you make money may not be acceptable to the IRS? There are many non-traditional occupations that are legitimate businesses and should follow the same rules as everyone else does, according to reporting income and expenses. Failing to do so can result in penalties for tax evasion. Take sex workers, for example. In her book, The Tax Dom's Guide to Sex Workers and All Other Business People, author, tax professional, and former sex worker Lori St. Kitts discusses basic tax topics like business expenses, what to expect in an audit, an office and file organization. Anomaly Bones. So if you do something for fun and get like 70% of the costs refunded by the income it generates, that's just bad for you. And I'm going to return to the point that I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to like legal definitions of stuff, but like in at least academic language, profit, and they say like making a profit, refers to the money you have left over after you've paid back expenses. So I believe that if you are in the red, but not entirely, because you get some money, but like not as deeply as you could be, because you get some money back from the thing that you are putting money into, that's not turning a profit. And so that would still be hobby category. She also writes about the issues specific to individuals working in the adult industry. Specifically, St. Kitts addresses the deductions that can be claimed for specific types of sex work, handling income properly, and preparing returns legally. She believes that tax law is for everyone. In a February 2020 interview with Reuters, she said, regardless of what you do, if you're in the business for yourself especially, you need to follow tax laws. that the rest of that paragraph contains no more information. A little art, a little science. Some tax experts say that accounting is more art than science. To be clear, the IRS has rules and it expects you to follow them or face penalties, as long as you don't have to deal with the complex topics like depreciation or cryptocurrency transactions or the home office deduction. Following the IRS's directives is just take some study and attention to detail and some common sense. Now that everyone is turning their passion into a profit, new entrepreneurs have to think like business people for part of their work days. And tax experts are finding that the questions that come their way are a little more intriguing than they used to be. That is the end of that article. I skipped more than half of it because it's a really badly written article that contains long sections that are just ads for the people they interviewed. But there was a bit here somewhere. There it is. If you still think the lines are blurred after considering your tax status, you can consult the IRS's 9 questions to consider. This feels like where I would find the answer, Anomaly Bones, to your question. So I am going to put that tab on screen. There we go. Earning side income. Is it a hobby or a business? Whether it's something they've been doing for years or something they've just started to make extra money, taxpayers must report income earned from hobbies in 2020 on next year's tax return. What's the difference between a hobby and a business? A business operates to make a profit. People engage in a hobby for sport or recreation do not make a profit. Here are 9 things the taxpayer must consider when determining if an activity is a hobby or a business. Whether the activity is carried out in a business-like manner and the taxpayer maintains complete and accurate books and records. Yeah, Anomaly Bones, I really appreciate it. I definitely need things to talk about. Whether the time and effort the taxpayer puts into the activity show that they intend to make it profitable. Whether they depend on income from the activity for their livelihood. Whether any losses are due to circumstances beyond the taxpayer's control or are normal for the startup phase in their type of business. Whether they change methods of operation to improve profitability. Whether the taxpayer and their advisors have the knowledge needed to carry out the activity as a successful business. Whether the taxpayer was successful in making a profit in similar activities in the past. Whether the activity makes a profit in some years and how much profit it makes. Whether the taxpayers can expect to make a future profit from the appreciation of assets used in the activity. The IRS has many resources to help taxpayers report their income correctly. See the more information section below for additional guidance. So yeah, it looks like you do have to report the income that comes from hobbies. And yeah, it does sound like it's just bad for you because if you're not making a profit, then you can't deduct the costs. Yeah, so I know I've got 4 people in chat right now. I don't know what else to talk about. This article didn't last me as long as I wanted it to because it was full of like just absolutely nonsense filler. Like fucking, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to go back to the article and just tear it apart from a literary perspective. Like, let's see, this whole section, this is entirely unnecessary. Like, this is not a conclusion. This is like filler, and I just fully skipped over this now that everyone and their dog, yes, you could claim that your canine's business income and expenses if they become a social media influencer is turning passion into profit. Like, that's there's such an annoying kind of joke. It is just using like a really stale expression and then explaining the expression. Anomaly Bones are talking about like accounts where the dog is like the famous person behind the account. But like part of the joke here is acting like the people who run those accounts don't know that they're the person who run the account, and like as though they think that because it's their dog on screen, they are not like their dog is legally the person who owns the money, and their dog, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's such a bad joke. Uh, And like this stuff, get expert advice online. I used to have to write this kind of stuff, that ad copy that pretends to be um, journalism, and I got fired because I couldn't do it because it's just such bad. Like it's necessarily bad writing. Um, like it's just so like let's look at this and see if we can find which parts of it are relevant to the article. Blackledge has been a tax expert for Just Answer for the last 10 years. That is establishing the credibility of the person that they've been quoting. So that's relevant. Just Answer is a platform that connects people with doctors, tax accountants, lawyers, vets, mechanics, and other verified and vetted experts for real-time assistance 24/7. That sentence, if this were not an ad, should say, Just Answer is a platform that connects people with experts such as tax accountants. That's it. The site has 12,000 experts that cover 700 categories. Cool. Literally only one of those categories is relevant to this article. In 2021, the site's experts received almost 100,000 questions on taxes alone, and they've already gotten almost 7,000 questions in 2022. That's like just ad copy, like bragging about the fact that people use the service. Like child tax credit, self-employment income, home office deduction, and cryptocurrency are some of the current trending topics. To get this expert help, you'd have to pay around $30 to $70 per month, depending on the level of expertise required. That is relevant. Like that's useful information for the person reading the article. The tax and finance category is $50 per month for unlimited questions. You can cancel anytime. So yeah, that bit like. So yeah, this paragraph should have been, Blackledge has been an expert for Just Answer for the last 10 years. Just Answer is a platform that connects people with experts such as tax accountants. The tax and finance category is $50 per month. Another thing to do for content might be, yeah, let's, we can definitely do that. Let's see, TikTok news, Google alerts. So this is our Google News alert feed for TikTok. So how white savior volunteerism gets you famous on TikTok. That's not about TikTok. It's about people on TikTok. Billie Eilish follows one TikTok account, and it happens to be a candy shop in Australia. Also, not actually an article about like. That's an article about a thing that's happening on TikTok, not an article about a thing TikTok does. TikTok pulls back the curtain on the hottest trends of the season with TikTok Fashion Week. That is just TikTok's ads. Meta and TikTok respond to tarot and astrology content ban rumors. Oh, actually, I skimmed that one a little too fast. I should take a look at that one. So let's pull that up. If it will load. All right, that one seems to be deeply struggling. So That's a shame, but back to the Google alerts. Actually, you know what? If I share, stop screen share, window. There we go. Now I should be able to navigate multiple tabs without having to stop the screen share every time. Yeah, Macy's Day. All right. Has this loaded? All right. Meta and TikTok respond to tarot and astrology ban rumors. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook have responded to the allegations regarding tarot and astrology-related censorship. TikTok user Cosmic Drugs misunderstood Facebook's targeted ads update and claimed that the social media platforms are beginning to take necessary steps in order to ban astrology and tarot-related content altogether. According to Insider, Meta, which owns both Facebook and Instagram, and TikTok have since denied the claims. A TikTok representative had said that the user's interpretation had no merit, whereas the former explained that tarot and astrology content would still be permissible as long as they operate under community guidelines. The Tarosophy Tarot Association expanded on the update, explaining that the changes are rather a response to increasing privacy concerns, legal changes in the EU, and the abuse of political targeting by bad actors. As a result, paid advertising will no longer be able to target an audience interest of tarot, astrology, and likely hundreds, if not thousands, of other keywords, the association added. Okay, so TikTok and Meta both banned a bunch of keywords as like advertiser categories, and a rumor was going around saying that they were intending to ban those categories of content. Yeah, Macy's President's Day sale has candles, TikTok famous ones, and more. Not about TikTok at all. Starbucks drive-through customer tries to order after closing. That's just about a TikTok. Local woman uses TikTok to connect with Native youth. That sounds interesting. Is not about TikTok. TikTok money expert Joel. Yeah, that's just saying this dude is known for being on TikTok. Sculptor claims Disney stole his figurine design in viral TikTok, reporting on a TikTok. TikTok will give you the best seat in the house this Mardi Gras. Apparently, TikTok is officially partnering with TikTok has you covered as an official partner of the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras 2022. That's interesting. TikTok doing an official partnership. Yeah, I wonder if they posted about that on. Let's see. Clear spotlight, strengthening policies. Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like they've posted about that on the official newsroom. Gigi Hadid has secret TikTok that even her biggest fans won't be able to find. I'm a lurker. Not about TikTok. Coffee shop workers pitted Pete Davidson and Kanye. I went to the Super Bowl with one of TikTok's biggest stars. Russian military launch campaign to stop its soldiers using TikTok. Oh, let's check that one out. An advertising campaign is launched to combat Russian forces using social media over fears of giving away military secrets. Russian military published a poster depicting the Russian soldier saying no to a smartphone with the TikTok app logo on it. The image has the Russian soldier saying het, which is Russian for no, and refusing to take the mobile phone. Ukraine have also launched the project called Filter in an effort to raise awareness around Russian propaganda and disinformation. Valeria Kovtum, head of Filter in Ukraine, says one of the priorities of the program is to teach Ukrainians how to tell the difference between fact and fiction and how to identify Russian propaganda. The Russian campaign is a modern-day equivalent of the British World War II poster with the slogan, "The walls have ears." Many Russian troops have posted images of military classified locations online, which the Kremlin is trying to put a stop to. Yeah. Not actually a ton to talk about there, but it's interesting. Man whose earwax removal TikTok videos get millions of views. Gross. Lindsay Lohan recreates iconic line from The Parent Trap on TikTok. The TikTok trend to moisturize your face while you sleep. I tried setting limits on my screen time. Did it work? How TikTok helped me and my dog deal with separation anxiety. The Chinese beauty brands Woo's Southeast Asian customers on TikTok and Shopee. A pregnant woman went viral on TikTok. TikTok makes changes as concerns of a social media's impact on teens. I believe that this is about this is about the new community guidelines. So like this is an article that's relevant, but we've already covered it on a stream. Apparently cooking with molten lava is a thing on TikTok. Lankan Embassy goes TikTok in Beijing, but why did the Chinese company fund it? Say yes, man's magical proposal. Yeah, that is literally a news story about a TikTok getting 1 million views. Bachelor contestant apologizes for cruel TikTok comment. Actor Mr. Ibu's daughter reportedly set to marry man 2 months after meeting him on TikTok. Why the bark at your dog trend isn't as funny as you think it is. Woman purrs and flirts with a cop in a viral TikTok, sparking debate. The viral TikTok shows inmates eating in and out in prison, sparking debate. Let's see, the Daily Dot has a format there. Texas is investigating TikTok over human trafficking concerns. We've talked about that on a previous stream. Viral cat pot roast with one. That's about the cat dying. 1 million isn't even a big deal on TikTok. Like it's a big deal for the poster, but not newsworthy at all. Yeah, like things like journalists write about TikTok because they don't understand it, and like that was just like somebody told them that a video had 1 million views. That person didn't know enough about TikTok to know whether that was newsworthy. See how TikTok helped this Detroit fashion designer go global. Illinois educators, TikTok highlights Black history makers who fought racism. That's great and cool, but not TikTok news. This is the one we just read. TikTok taxers, what influencers need to know about filing online. A TikTok star whose father shot her unarmed stalker during a home invasion kept making videos. That sounds like a lot, but again, not really what we're looking for here. Meet Boy with Uke, TikTok's masked singer waking up to alt pop. TikTok, that's same story again. You make economics theories wacky enough for TikTok. It's about the NPR Planet Money TikTok. Zendaya latest look proves TikTok's bouncy bombshell hair trend is legit. There's another one about the cat. TikTok changed its guidelines. We already did a stream about that. TikTok, Instagram respond to claim about tarot and astrology ban. That article popped up earlier. That's the cat again. How love bombing and weaponized incompetence took over TikTok. It's just reporting on trends. It's another one about the TikToker whose dad shot a stalker. Somebody at a restaurant. I don't understand this sentence or blurb at all, and I don't care to. Yorkshire Grandma Nanaby takes TikTok by storm. That sounds cute, but not relevant. Douyin and TikTok garner 266 million in January. So yeah, that's that one's like a stretch, but like we could talk about it. And I don't have anything else to talk about, so On Wednesday, Sensor Tower released data that in January 2022, TikTok and Douyin earned a total of $266 million through Apple's App Store and Google Play, 2.1 times that of January 2020. It remains the highest revenue-generating non-game app globally. Specifically, about 36.5% of the revenue comes from China's iOS version Douyin, 21.4% from the US market, the second largest source of income, while 3.6% is from the German market, the third largest source of income. Google One ranks second with nearly 120 million in revenue. That's talking about other apps' performances. This article doesn't stay on TikTok. It moves into talking about other apps that made money. That just continues to be TikTok is the most profitable app right now. Fans think they've discovered the Tinder swindler's TikTok account. I have no idea what that means. How to delete your TikTok account. Useful, but not really the kind of thing that I want to talk about. Official Olympic coverage tells us who wins. TikTok tells us everything else. It's about the Olympics. TikTok has new guidelines. It's about the new guidelines. The Tinder swindler article again. TikTok stars revolt against leeching Hollywood manager. Let's check that one out because that one looks like it might be about somebody who's doing like predatory business work with TikTokers. In hindsight, Koda Abdo probably should have noticed the red flags sooner, the overeagerness, the overselling, the overpromising, but the 35-year-old up-and-coming Australian graphic designer had been so overwhelmed by the feverish pitch from Brad Lambert, how if Adobe signed him as his personal manager, he'd soon have all of Hollywood clamoring for his posters and one-sheets. Abdo overlooked the early warning signs. Until, that is, the meeting at Disney. Cool. So Brad Lambert is apparently sketchy, and to learn more, we would have to pay for, I'd have to start a free trial, but I'm not starting a free trial because I'm bad at canceling free trials. And I don't want to put more work on Cecilia's plate. Winters police warn parents about latest drive-by TikTok trend. A TikTok trend where people shoot pedestrians with Orbeez guns has made its way to Winters, authorities said. That sounds like absolute nonsense moral panic shit. TikTok is accused of letting white creators take over Black History Month event with Nicki Minaj. We talked about that last week. What is twee fashion? A stylist breaks down the TikTok trend. I tried the heatless hair, just a thing for go viral on TikTok. TikTok mom slammed for giving 6-month-old baby rare steak. Local chemical dipping company goes viral on TikTok as they restore cars. What's the Picasso TikTok sound? Man goes viral with unique art compliment. TikTok is losing it over American's British tea tutorial. UK TikTok star and mum in court over murder charges. Julia Fox saying Uncut Gems goes viral on TikTok. TikTok star and mum charged with same article again. Queer people are finding love on TikTok. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But yeah, that looks like it's just a job opening. It's about a dog that's getting TikTok famous. See this one. TikTok leases office space at 300 Colorado, sources say. Another social media giant has signed an office lease in downtown Austin, according to sources, further signaling technology companies are still bullish on a return to the office in the near future. Multiple sources have told Austin Business Journal that TikTok Incorporated, the video-based social media platform, has leased at 300 Colorado. The lease is believed to be for the top 6 floors of the 32-story, 353,000 square foot tower. Yeah, that feels like that's the kind of information that, like, if you want to be very plugged into what TikTok is doing, that should be going on like your bulletin board with the red string. I don't know enough about TikTok or enough about like business decisions to be able to glean anything interesting from this piece of information, but it is definitely like the kind of information about which you could glean interesting things if you knew a lot more than I do about businesses. Let's clear out some of these tabs. Cat left with no eyes after a string of... that looks sad. TikTok dance sensation. Vladdy Daddy, please no war. Gen Z posts on... The Ting Tings delight in surprising TikTok fame of That's Not My Name. Meet Champa and Pierre Boo, TikTok's gay it couple. What internet outrage reveals about race and TikTok's algorithm. We can check that one out. I don't know whether it's going to have anything interesting in it, but the Super Bowl is over, so we're officially in Valentine's Day mode over here. We're going to get into a story we haven't been able to stop thinking about for weeks. West Elm Caleb. What? This doesn't sound like it's about... skimming this to see whether there's anything other than West Elm Caleb. On TikTok, there's a flip side to the white stories that get the most mainstream attention. Black users have consistently had to fight for visibility and credit. Last year, creators flagged that terms like Black Lives Matter and Black people were seemingly being suppressed by automated moderation. The Black dancers and choreographers who consistently created the biggest dance trends on the internet watched white users skyrocket to popularity by copying their work, to the point of a content strike last year. Another recent, more sobering social media phenomenon has also raised questions about the line between pre-programmed and live human editorial bias. The disappearance of Gabby Petito last year got national attention in part because it attracted a huge algorithm-driven wave of internet sleuthing. That tragedy and its widespread coverage led to a renewed spotlight on missing white woman syndrome, since many noted that the case stood in harsh contrast to the 710 Indigenous people who were reported missing in Wyoming in the past decade, who received relatively little media attention. The more our lives become intertwined and caught up in tech and social media algorithms, the more it's worth trying to understand and unpack just how those algorithms work. Who becomes viral and why, who gets harassed, who gets defended, and what are the lasting repercussions? And how does the internet both obscure and exacerbate the racial and gender dynamics that already animate so much of our social interactions? Yeah, I mean, those are some good points. I don't want to read a whole article about West Elm Caleb to get to them, but 3 class action lawsuits you may want to know about. I think that this is stuff we've talked about before. Skipping to the TikTok one. While everyone was showing off their dancing skills and baking talents, TikTok have also been collecting and using users' personal information. Could TikTok have also been collecting and using users' personal information without their consent? That's the allegation in a class action lawsuit filed against the social media company. Could information about you be where you are? Could be information about you where you are, where you record videos, sharing that with the marketers and other data buyers, Hardy said. It's a $92 million settlement. If you use the TikTok app before October 1st, 2021, you might qualify for part of it. The exact amount claimants may get depends on how many claims are filed. As usual, the company claims no wrongdoing in the settlement. The deadline to file a claim is March 1st, 2022. Okay, so that's actually that I thought was going to be about the moderator lawsuit, because there's a class action. There are TikTok moderators trying to organize a class action. Anomaly Bones, which one are you talking about here? If this is about the Code Switch one, I think Code Switch is like a radio show, and like that was probably, I believe that was just an excerpt from the show. So like it was just a transcribed discussion. Yeah, the West Elm Caleb one. I'm guessing that it was just that was like how far you had to go back into the conversation to provide enough context for the section that we read to make sense to somebody who isn't already familiar with TikTok. All right, now we're back over a week. TikTok's Marry Me Chicken is the latest in commitment poultry dishes. What? All right, I'm reading that one. This is not even a little bit the kind of thing that I normally click because it's not remotely useful information to anybody watching. But there are multiple commitment poultry dishes. While oysters might hold centuries of reputation as an aphrodisiac, nothing seduces people into long-term partnership quite like poultry, at least according to modern legend. The latest in a long line of chicken dishes that supposedly inspire feelings of commitment, Marry Me Chicken, recently took TikTok by storm. Like so many viral recipes on TikTok, it uses everyday ingredients and an overwhelming amount of dairy to make an easy dinner. A stick of butter, olive oil, chicken breast, heavy cream, and plenty of Parmesan to bring the cheese. Bring the dish together in about 45 minutes, and as the name implies, perhaps induce a proposal. Starlight's Fall says, "Oh, you know, the well-known commitment poultry dishes." Yeah, where the hell are they getting that? Like, there are a couple people watching on the TikTok live. Have you guys ever heard of commitment poultry? The idea of chicken dishes that can make a marriage happen goes back to 1982. Thank you for history. When a Glamour magazine editor gave a version of Marcella Hazan recipe to a coworker, the most delicious roast chicken she'd ever tasted. Shortly after the coworker made it for her boyfriend, he proposed. She passed it on to 3 more people, and the same thing happened. Eventually, the magazine published it as engagement chicken. That simple roast chicken recipe, just chicken, lemons, salt, pepper, and herbs, has since been created for dozens more engagements, including that of Howard Stern and possibly even Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Rumor has it that the royal version came from Ina Garten, who adds way more garlic, some onions, and a little wine. So whether or not it gets a ring, at least you can drink the rest of the wine and have gross. Fellow Food Network stars, the Neelys, call their version Get Yo Man Chicken and switch it to just chicken thighs, add tomatoes, and lemon pepper. In other words, TikTok's Marry Me Chicken proves itself the epitome of a viral recipe. It takes an age-old, sort of sexist idea, adds a ton of dairy, and gives it a flashy new name. Yeah, I mean, they have made the case to me, I think compellingly, that the commitment poultry is a real, like, meme that exists in our culture. And I can understand why I would never have heard of it, because I have never in my life sought out media about how to get married. Yeah, I don't know. I should ask my friends who are like married, engaged, or trying to become engaged. I have very few friends like that, and ask if they've heard of commitment poultry. Wild. Hooters worker shows how she buys uniform tights in viral TikTok. I'm never eating anything again. TikToker finds misshapen mass in Doritos bag. New TikTok policy targets transphobia conversion therapy. This one's about the community guidelines. We talked about that. Sir Mark Todd issues groveling apology after footage of him whipping horse with branch. Singer Miranda Rosenberg turns life on a budget into TikTok soap opera. The incredible official TikTok of the don't care to promote a cop TikTok. TikTok is not your doctor. Sounds like a really obnoxious opinion piece. New Zealand Olympic great Sir Mark Todd, the same story about the horse. Kid used a social media platform TikTok to get alcohol underage. It's a thing that's apparently happening in Australia somehow. TikTok's Josh Zillerberg on his favorite Toronto makeup spot. The fired Olive Garden worker says restaurant spits in soup in viral TikTok. Kmart issues warning over toy TikTok stunt. Peter Crouch on TikTok absolutely nailed my debut. No idea who Peter Crouch is. Student cultivates online brand, focuses on authentic college experience. That sounds interesting to me, but like not even a little bit relevant to Toka in general. How to add the echo effect on TikTok as trend goes viral. TikTok shares new insights into the impact of TikTok clips in the purchase journey. In the purchase journey. Let's check that one out. TikTok has published a new report which provides fresh insights into the role that its platform plays in the evolving path to purchase and how TikTok clips can change the way that brands and consumers interact. By listening to the TikTok community, we met users where they want to be met, and it's not in the funnel. Rather, it's in an infinite loop with no start or end point. It empowers brands to establish more meaningful relationships with consumers that result in communities of brand loyalists, repeat purchases, and greater spending. Digging into this, TikTok commissioned material to conduct a new study of TikTok users and get their insights into shopping and advertising via TikTok clips. Among their key findings, 49% of TikTok users say the app is a good place to discover something new. 44% discover products from videos posted by brands. 1 in 4 respondents have tagged a brand in a post. Some interesting notes. You can read a full overview of the material in the brand study here or check out the infographic overview below. It's a very dense infographic. This reminds me of the Pepsi Universe document. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The Pepsi. I'm going to pull it up because there's like 7 minutes left. Yep, this is the document I want. Geometry and symbolism. Legacy of Pepsi packaging. Pepsi logo. Various Pepsi logos deconstructed. Explanation for like how to use geometry to build a brand identity. Applying that to generate the new Pepsi logo. the dynamic forces of the Pepsi globe, Pepsi energy fields, Pepsi globe dynamics. Emotive forces shape the gestalt of brand identity. All of the faces that you can make with Pepsi logos. Gravitational pull of Pepsi. Pepsi Planet, Pepsi Galaxy, Pepsi Universe. It's absolutely ridiculous nonsense. Anyway, I am going to call the stream there because we are 5 minutes out from 9 and my throat hurts from talking. Thank you all for coming tonight. This was fun. This was not as stressful and bad as I thought it was going to be. I don't like doing this alone, particularly with like when I don't have an hour's worth of content to be doing. But I got some useful stuff out of it. And I hope it was entertaining. I like how they start with that kind of weird, but I guess useful things about the geometry of the logos. And by the end, they're just fully taking the piss. Yeah. I do think that it's like just a shit post. Like I think the point of that document was to get people to post it on the internet, which is like excellent marketing strategy. But yeah, I'm guessing y'all are already on the Discord because there's only 4 people here. But if you're not, drop in a link in chat. You can join us on Discord. Also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Toka. Patreon support is how we pay for things like the series of talks we have starting this weekend. And we are actually very close to having the Eventbrite links for those talks, which will be on that page, officialtoka.com/talks, as soon as they are available. We'll also be posting them on the Discord and on all of our other social media platforms. We'll be promoting the shit out of that because we've been, like, it's been a lot of work setting that up. We've been working on it since like last year. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming and good night.